Hi, English Nomad here, and continuing on in my journey in the Pilbara region. I'm here at the ANZAC War Memorial rest area, which is north east of Pilbara. I'm heading towards an inland town now. I'm going to a place called Marble Bar. More about that later, but for now I just thought I'd give you a quick look at the campsite I'm staying at. So we'll have a look around and see what we can see. So it's first thing in the morning. I stayed here last night. I didn't really feel up to doing any filming last night. I had a stomach bug yesterday. I felt really rubbish. So I had an early night. Drank plenty of fluids, and I slept really well and woke up and I felt much better. So hopefully today I'll have a much more productive day. So this campsite I found on Wikicamps, which is the app that I use for finding campsites, and this is a free campsite. In terms of facilities, it does have a toilet. It has a drop toilet. It has a dump point for those that need to dump the contents of their black water tanks. Some picnic tables and beautiful scenery. Spectacular rocky hills off there, which where I'm camped at the moment is right next to a water hole or a river or a creek or something. It's a beautiful spot. So yeah, I'm very happy with this place. I'd stay for another night, but I want to push on to Marble Bar. There's Bronson. Bronson's having a ball. He's enjoying his trip, taking for his morning walk every day. Keep him in his routine and in the habit of going for his morning walk. He loves it. Hi. So one of the questions I get asked an awful lot is how do the pets travel when I'm on the road? Well, Bronson, as you can see here, I'll just go over here. Bronson's on the passenger seat. He's very happy there. And Gizmo, you might just be able to see her. She's tucked in between us here in the centre console. I've made a little bed for her at the back there, and she sits on there. She's very happy. And that's how we travel. Bronson will generally settle down when once we're on the road. Right, mate. Say hello, Bronson. No, you're not going to say hello. So Bronson's very happy on the passenger seat. He'll sleep most of the time once we're on the move. And oh, there he goes. He's lying down now. So yeah, that's how the animals travel. The scenery around here is spectacular. Every time you turn a corner, you're just met with these awesome views. I'm not sure that the camera's able to do it justice, but sitting where I am in the cab of the LandCruiser, as I look out of the windows, it's just amazing, the view. This range of, I don't know whether you'd call them mountains. They're not really mountains. Whatever they are, they're just spectacular. The way that the sun is in the morning, the way that the sun brings out the colours, greens and the reds and the browns. It's spectacular scenery. This is a part of the Pilbara which is very beautiful. So there's a sign we just passed there which said remember road trains on channel 40, so that's the CB channel, UHF channel that the road trains operate on. This gorge has a speed limit of 80 kilometres an hour. I'm guessing that it's probably going to be quite a twisty. Yeah, there's a sign just up ahead saying that the road is it's quite twisty, so permit 6 kilometres, so they've reduced the speed limit. So looks like it's also quite narrow as well, and the road trains are restricted to 40 kilometres an hour along here. This is unexpected. I didn't expect to see something like this. This is very much reminiscent of the sort of roads that I used to ride my motorcycle on in the UK, in the Lake District and North Wales and places like that. Obviously the road trains have taken its toll on the road. It's got quite a lot of potholes, and in places isn't in great shape, but it's got very heavy traffic along here. The scenery is spectacular though. Gizmo and Bronson are asleep. They're not interested in the scenery. Very tight, twisty, turny section of road. We're approximately 40 kilometres from Marble Bar. So I guess that this is the only way in and out of Marble Bar, so this road is extremely important. Every time you come over a rise you see something surprising, like the trees. This is a floodplain as well, so a lot of water during the wet season comes through here. This road in sections will probably be closed on when it's really wet. Hi, Mike here. I'm actually now in the town of Marble Bar. I'm just out for a walk. I thought I'd show you a few points of interest around here. I did the walk last night. Got to be honest, it's only a very small town. There isn't a great deal of interest here. Most people use this as a staging point to some of the natural beauty that the area has to offer, such as some of the gorges and rock formations and historical decommissioned mines and towns and stations and that are around in this area. So we'll just have a look around the town. Marble Bar is famous for its hot weather. It currently holds the record for the highest number of recorded days above 38.6 degrees Celsius, and the record stands at 162 consecutive days. Now, to put that in perspective, that is the lowest that the temperature got to, 38.6, and that's including night. So during the day, midday, the temperatures would have been up in the high 40s and 50s Celsius. I'll put that in Fahrenheit on the video, so those in America and places that still follow temperatures in Fahrenheit know how hot it is. It's very, very hot. Also, a bit of history. Marble Bar was a township that was founded off the back of gold that was discovered here in the 1860s. It brought a lot of prospectors and miners and pioneers into the area seeking their fortune. When the gold ran out, or when the finds ran out, a lot of these miners then went south to where there was richer finds in the gold fields. The township stayed, and other minerals, other commodities were found in the area, and it became a hub for miners coming into the east, northeast and part of the Pilbara to seek their fortune in mining, and the town has remained ever since. It's actually a very small town, and it's very picturesque. It's very what you would imagine a small outback town to be. It's more of a staging point, I'm guessing, for tourists and travellers coming through the area who are looking to see some of the natural beauty of the area, the gorges, the rock formations, and some of the historical sites, such as abandoned mines, abandoned towns, and stations, cattle stations. There are quite a few cattle stations in this area. So that's a bit of a background on Marble Bar. Marble Bar gets its name from a rock that was discovered here, which people thought was marble. Beautiful looking rock when it's sliced and then polished. I imagine a lot of people look at that and go, "Oh, I could have a really nice kitchen counter out of that stuff." But they do limit now who can take it, and you're only allowed to go looking for samples of it in certain areas, what they call fossicking. There's only designated areas where you can go fossicking. So we're just coming up to the first point of interest. I was actually reading some of these last night, and what it is a memorial that was erected for the early pioneers of the area. And when you read the plaques and the names and the ages of the people, a lot of these people died coming into the area to seek their fortunes. I'll just read a couple out just to give you some idea. So Ambong Salim Bin, 1902, 21 years old, buried at 90 Mile Beach. 1924, Bonner Henry, buried at the Old Shore tin fields near Marble Bar, a miner who died of heart failure. Cole Reevy, buried on the Canningstock route and died from spear wounds. That sounds pretty grim. Buried about Crouch Charles, buried about a mile east of Conglegong Hotel near Marble Bar, a fossicker and old age pensioner. Well, he lived to a ripe old age if he was an old age pensioner, so it's not as grim as I first thought. Maybe some people died of natural causes. I read one yesterday where a guy had died of a gunshot wound to the chest. Oh, there you go. McGree James, 52, buried at Pilbara Creek, a miner who died from a gunshot wound to the chest. I very much doubt that was self-inflicted. Yes, so these are the names of some of the people who helped pioneer the area, and I have to apologise for how bright this is. I can't do anything about the sunlight, but yeah, it's an interesting list of names, you know. Interesting that they've erected this here as a memorial to these people, and a lot of these people are buried in unmarked graves. Then, you know, there's no apart from the names up here, there's no grave for people, relatives or ancestors to go and look at. They just got buried out wherever they dropped dead. There's another one there. Edwards Johnny, buried near the Mount Edgar Homestead, death caused by a gunshot wound to the head. That could have been self-inflicted. Anyway, there you go. I thought that was quite fascinating that they've put up a monument here to the pioneers that settled the area. Just across the road here we have the Ironclad Hotel, which is the local bar and tavern. I went in there last night and had a single beverage just to see what the place was like, and I guess it's what you would typically expect an outback pub to look like. You know, it had a lot of local memorabilia on the walls, a lot of really eclectic crap on the walls as well. Quite a few locals in there, and from the conversations I could overhear, I guess it's the typical sort of old fellas who've been here 30, 40, 50 years, and they'll regale you of all the stories of times yore and the bygone days of what this town and what this area used to be like. So yeah, you tend to find that towns like this have their has more than its fair share of characters, and a pub like this is more than likely the place where you find those types of characters. Yeah. So we're just coming up to the Memorial Park. This is where they have the War Memorial. I had a look here yesterday, and they have some plaques up commemorating the local heroes, the local casualties from the wars that Australia have fought in. We recently celebrated or remembered ANZAC Day, which is Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. They have a day every year which they commemorate the fallen, and this is their War Memorial. Again, I can't do anything really about the sunlight, but there you can see the memorial, and all the various campaigns that Australia and New Zealand forces have fought together in. I guess most people will be familiar with Gallipoli, which was in the First World War. I think that was the Anzacs fighting against the Turks, the Ottoman Empire, as it was. It's quite a somber reminder of the past, the grim past of the world. A lot of people don't realise that Australia lost a lot of servicemen in Vietnam as well. They sent thousands of troops to Vietnam to fight alongside the US, and they lost quite a lot of young men in that war. As the famous song goes, the average age of the fighting men in Vietnam was 19. So I'm just down here at the Marble Bar pools, which are about 4.5 kilometres just outside of Marble Bar, and you can see the Jasper. The Jasper is where Marble Bar gets its name from. Jasper was mistakenly identified as marble, and as you can see when you see the formations of this stuff, it's actually does look like marble, but it's actually Jasper. And this is a absolutely spectacular waterhole. Oh, I see what they're getting at now. So see the various colours. So this was what they believed was marble, hence the name Marble Bar. And there's quite a lot of large formations of Jasper here. I believe it's protected now. You can't just dig this stuff up. There are areas where you can go fossicking for pieces of Jasper. Fossicking is a pastime where you go through the remnants of other people's minings and look for usable pieces that you can salvage yourself and maybe make a piece of jewellery, or because it polishes up, apparently this stuff polishes up really nice. I mean, you can see it's all the different colours in this stuff. I mean, here it's just greys and creams, and then you turn a corner and it's got red stripes in it like this. And yeah, so you can see as you walk along the rocks, you see the reds like that, and the stripes of different layers, and that's just amazing. That's just beautiful. So this is a really special spot. It's actually protected. This whole area is a protected area, so camping and fires and things like that are prohibited. You're not even allowed to bring alcohol in here. So it's a significant cultural spot, and they want to maintain it as such, and fair play to them. This is definitely something that should be protected. Well, thank you for joining me on this bit of a tour of Marble Bar and pointing out some of the things I found fascinating. I hope you did find it informative. I will be working on the quality of my videos going forward, as it has been pointed out to me that there were some quality issues, so I will be working on those. I am relatively new to this vlogging thing, so please bear with me. It will get better, I promise you. One thing I will say is I'm having some issues with my drone at the moment, so it's unlikely I'm going to be able to put any drone footage in my videos for the foreseeable future. I'm having a technical issue with a gimbal, and I'm currently trying to get technical support from DJI to get that issue fixed. It's probably looking likely I'm going to have to send the whole thing back to DJI if they have a service centre here in Australia, and get it fixed under warranty, which is very frustrating because I've only had it about 5 weeks. So I'll keep you posted. It may be something that can be fixed with a bit of a firmware update, but I've tried that and it didn't seem to work, so we'll see. Until next time though, please like this video, please share this video, you know, put it up on your Facebook page or share it on your Facebook pages that might be interested in this type of content. If you're not a subscriber though, please subscribe, because it does help me. If I can build my numbers, it will help me grow the channel, which is ultimately what I want to do. Click the little bell icon so that you get the notifications when I publish a new video, and most of all, please comment below. Tell me what you think, tell me what you like, and until next time, Mike signing off. See you later, guys.